Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ashley. If you are new, welcome, and if you're not new, thank you for coming back for another video. So in today's video, we're going to be doing a first impressions of the Emphasize palette by Kevyn Aucoin in Magnify. So I think he has 4 of these out, like 4 versions of this type of, setup with the 5 shadows and the cream eyeshadow, included in this little kit with a nice mirror. So we're going to be getting into this palette today. We're going to be doing a first impressions. I'm going to use all of the shadows, even the cream shadow, and we're going to do some swatches at the end, along with some comparisons of some palettes that you may be thinking those look really similar. And so we're going to be getting into that at the end of the video. So if you are interested in seeing how I achieve this look and you want to see some swatches and some comparisons, definitely stay tuned. Alright guys, let's hop right on in. Yes, we've got the Kevyn Aucoin Magnifies, or is it called Magnifies? Emphasize Eye Design Palette in the version Magnify. And this one is the one that has the really good reviews on Sephora. The other ones have, mediocre, or, this one has the best, okay? I think this has like 4 or 5 stars. And then like the more lavender type one doesn't have as many, good reviews, that type of a thing. So I picked up this one because it really spoke to me. Look at these cool tones. Alright, so this is a purple toned, cool toned palette with this nice black here. So there's 2 mattes, this black and then this lavender shade there, and then we've got the full on like sparkly, purple color. Then we've got a grayish toned purple metallic like shimmer, and then same for this one. This is like a opal duochrome type of shift to it, and then it comes with a liquid eyeshadow. This is called the Cream Foil Eyeshadow, and this is in the shade Platinum. So you really have what you need for a complete eye look. As far as eyeshadow and stuff like that is concerned. We're going to go in. The shades are on the back of the palette. I'm going to go in with Wisteria. Going in with Wisteria on my Wayne Goss number 3. And just using this as a transition. So I was going to leave this palette alone. I wasn't going to pick it up because I thought that it looked really similar to the Stiletto palette by Marc Jacobs. I'm going to look at that, but this looks a little bit, it looks like it's showing up a little bit more purple. I know when I did some quick swatches yesterday when the palette came in that it did look more purple on the swatch than, what the Stiletto does. But once again, got to remember that when you're doing swatches, you're doing them pretty intensely. The shadows packed on pretty good. So you're not going to get that same effect on your lid unless you are taking your finger and pressing it on to your eyelid. And my eyeshadow base was not set. And I'm just taking this, making sure all the edges are blended, because when I'm doing eyeshadow reviews, if you guys haven't noticed, I don't like to, or first impressions or whatever on a palette, I don't like to pull in other products. I don't like to pull in other products for that review because you really don't get the full-on representation of what you can do with the palette by itself. So I'm just going to be using this one shade as my transition and making sure I blend really well. So then for the eyelid, I'm going to go in with Smoke. Alright, and I'm not going to put any glitter glue down. I'm going to see how this goes by itself. Oh, that's really pretty. That's a pretty tone. So I could just put this on the lid and then, just add a little bit of the black to deepen it up in the crease, and then you would have your full-on eye look. It would be more like a gunmetal type of a look. It's really not showing up really purple. I'll just tell you guys that if you can't see. It's really not showing as purple as I hoped it would. I mean, just overall with the eye look. But it's still a pretty pretty look. I picked it up because I saw some swatches on a deep skin tone on the Mind Catcher's channel. If you're looking for swatches of all of these, check out her channel. all of the different variations that Kevyn Aucoin has come out with for this, you know, in this little setup. But at the same time, I guess I didn't really take into account that when you put eyeshadow on, you're going to be most likely shearing it out, you know. You're not going to pack on that matte shadow in your transition area like you would on a swatch. So, alright, so I want to go in this with the sparkly purple, but then I also want to do this. So, I think what I'm going to do is put this on first and then put the sparkly purple on top. Okay, so I'm going to go in with this Kevyn Aucoin liquid shadow or foil eyeshadow, whatever it's called, in the shade Platinum. Oh my, that's pretty. Oh my gosh, that is beautiful. That is beautiful. Now that gives the lavender tone that I want. Then I'm just going to kind of pat it to make sure it kind of blends. But once I did that, it kind of moved it a little bit. So, see that. Alright, so I want to pat the edges to make sure that kind of gets, not kind of, but gets blended out. I'm going to take my finger into the other shade that we had put down first and go over the edges of that to make sure it's blended. So now it's pretty blended. Oh, hopefully y'all can see that. Okay. And then we'll take care of this. It looks like I got too much up there, but we'll get rid of that. So now I'm going to take the purple in the middle, that sparkly. It's called Kaleidoscope, which I think is very appropriate. And we're going to lay that on top to see how this goes. Oh, wow. Can you see it? This is pretty. I hope you guys can see this. When I pull my camera out and, you know, when I get you guys out of your close-up, then I think you'll really be able to see the purple tone of this look right now. It's really pretty. So this metallic, or this Kaleidoscope shade, has some purple sparkles, some blue sparkles, looks like some teal sparkles, but it has an overall tone of a purple. It has like a purple, you know, base to it, kind of. I'm going to go back in with that smoke shade and put that on the outer edges just to keep that like halo look. Yeah, it is giving me some semblance of halo when I pull my mirror back. So you always want to pull your mirror back and look from far away. Don't keep looking up close, because, you know, when you get the full-on view, you know, a little bit farther back, it really gives you a better understanding of what the eye looks like. I'm going to go in with the black tone in the palette on my Sonia G Builder Pro. And this is a very pigmented shade from my swatch last night. I did do a little bit of swatching last night, and I know that this is extremely pigmented. So yeah, I'm trying to keep this low in this crease, or low in the V. I don't want it to get too smoky. Alright, so I think I'm going to leave that there. Go back in with my number 3 brush, and nothing's on this, and I'm going to blend right there. Actually, I'm going to take some of the purple tone in the palette, the other matte in the palette, and blend over that area real lightly. I'm going to go in with something different and something a little smaller. This is my number 4 brush, Wayne Goss number 4. Because it's so little, I can really do my circular motions right there without risking, you know, blowing it out too much. This is really, this is a pretty look, y'all. Yes, honey, this is really nice. I'm going to go in with my Wayne Goss number 4 into that Wisteria. That's what the purple tone is called in the palette. Wisteria on my lower lash line. Just to add a little bit of dimension down here. Okay, and then we do have another shade in this palette. It is called Frost, and this is like the pink, like opal shade. It's not pink, but it has like a purpley shift to it, but it looks white. I'm going to take that on a MAC 242 and just lay this down on the inner corner. And that is really pretty. So I wanted to use all the shades for you guys, and I'm pretty successful with that one. Now you guys don't got to do all this, but you know me. I had a little bit of fallout. I'm gonna be real watchful not to get too aggressive with this, but just lightly graze the skin to kick that off. Don't want the eyeshadow to get smeared all over. So I'm gonna go ahead and do my other eye, my mascara and stuff, and I'll show you guys the final look. Alright guys, so here is the final look. Let me get a little closer for you. What are we thinking? Let me know if you guys can see the purple in the comment section. Like, can you see any hint of purple at all, or does it just look like a silvery gray look? I like the pop of color, or not the pop of color, but like that opalescent pop in the inner corner and on the brow bone. And I feel like I can see the purple, but maybe it's just because like I'm in person and stuff, and I don't know if the purple is really coming off on camera. But anyways, I liked the way the eyeshadows blended. I like that little liquefied shadow that they provided in the palette, and I think you can get a nice cohesive cool toned look with this palette. You can go really smoky, or you can do a little more of something subtle. I feel like if you have a lighter skin tone, then you're going to get more of that purple effect on your eyes using this palette, but because of my skin tone, it looks a little bit more like just a little bit more gray, similar to the Stiletto palette. I'm going to show you guys the Magnify palette by Kevyn Aucoin that we just used. Alright, and here it is here, right there, stay up in there. Okay, so here is this palette there. Okay, and let me show you what the Marc Jacobs looks like. So here's the Stiletto, and here is the Magnify palette. And as you can see, they look a lot similar, but you're getting more matte shades in the Marc Jacobs palette. You've only got two shimmers. This sparkly tone here, which is not similar at all to the sparkly tone in the Magnify palette. And then you got a more like satiny shade there in that white shade, and then here you don't have anything that's really close to that at all. So really the only shades that are similar in this palette, of course, is the black and then the gray toned like purples. If I can get this closer for you and you guys can see that. So, but the Marc Jacobs gray toned purple is darker than the Kevyn Aucoin Magnify. Alright, so first we are doing, this is the Kevyn Aucoin shade there, and as you can see, it is like a gray toned lavender, and if it's showing up a little bit darker, I did just like moisturize my hands, so I apologize for that. And then this is the Marc Jacobs. So as you can see, this one is a lot darker than this one, and then I'm not going to bother showing you a black. They're both very pigmented, but so those are the similar shades in between these two palettes. Some similarities, and just glancing at it, they do look similar, but I'm going to also show you guys the two metallic shades in these palettes, just so you guys can know for sure that they're not similar at all. See, look. It just depends on what you prefer. So this finger here is the Kevyn Aucoin. As you can see, it is more purple toned. I don't know if you can see that, but it's more purple toned. And then this one is the Marc Jacobs, and it's more silver grayish toned. Let me do a swatch. The Kevyn Aucoin right here. Ooh, that's pretty. Look at that. So you can see that purple. That's really pretty. And then Marc Jacobs. So you can see in this. So this is a lot more silver. This is a lot more purple. Yeah, they're both very pretty. I'm happy I have both palettes. I don't regret getting the Kevyn Aucoin. I'm happy I have both of them. For the Nude Pop. I'm like, Ashley, why you get that palette? You already got Nude Pop. Very different. Very different. Nude Pop here. Very purple toned. And I would say this is a lot warmer than, obviously, than this one. So, if you are very in tune with a purple, you want purple, I would say get this. They have a purple version of this palette, but I mean, based on the reviews on Sephora, it's not as good as this one. This is the one that has the highest ratings. Alright, so yeah, Nude Pop, very pretty, but I don't see any similarities between these palettes at all. If you want to look at this mid-tone purple shade in both of the palettes, let me do a swatch for those. Yeah. Alright, so this first one is from the Magnify palette that I used today. So now that I wipe my hands off, you can see how bright that, how like kind of pale that tone is versus when I swatched originally with the Marc Jacobs. Okay, so there's that. And then here is the Nude Pop tone. Alright, so those are kind of similar. This one is more gray. This one has more of a lavender tone to it. This looks like it has more gray tone to it. And that is this shade in the Kevyn Aucoin Nude Pop palette. Alright guys, I hope that was helpful. I hope those comparisons were helpful for you. If you have the Stiletto, if you have the Kevyn Aucoin Nude Pop, to show you guys, like, you know, what shades are similar, which ones are not. And then finally, let's get a quick swatch session of all 5 shades on my hands. So we're going to go here. Really good. Alright, so these are the swatches of the shadows. And here is with that cream base, or that cream eyeshadow, that foil liquid eyeshadow. So these are the swatches of the Magnifies palette. Why do I keep calling it Magnifies? There must be, this is the Emphasize palette in Magnify, okay? So there must be a Magnifies palette somewhere, by some brand. I think it's like by Rimmel or something like that. Alright guys, so I hope this first impression was helpful for you. I am a fan of it so far. I liked the way all the shadows performed together. They blended in very nicely. That black blended in nicely and things. Nothing was patchy or anything like that. And I like the look that I came up with all of the shades. Alright, so I hope this was very helpful for you. And if it was, definitely give it a thumbs up. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. And I'll be talking to you guys really, really soon. If you want to see more content from me, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and put on your notification bell if you want to be notified when I do my 3 to 4 uploads per week. Alright, I will talk to you guys really, really soon. Thanks for watching. See ya.